You are watching a Fact TV presentation of the town of Swanzey.
Gosh, there's an echo today, Kai. Oh, look at that. Kai, good for you. Holy cow. That'll be great. All right, you ready? And you're going to purposely do your signatures?
Yeah.
Okay.
I can do it, so. All done.
All right, you want to lead us? Sure. All right, Mark will lead us in the pledge. To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, Mark.
So nicer in here with the windows closed. Did you know that?
What's that?
The boys found 5 windows that were left open here.
They finally caught up to you? Gee, that was a good...
5 windows open.
That's all right, I left my slider open.
I'm gonna put all my doctor bills to the town anyways with my
charge
flu
them for
that I
the fuel.
caught freezing.
Make a motion to approve regular minutes for December 23rd, January 9th, and January 20th.
Second.
I'm going to recuse myself from January 23rd. All in favor of all 3? What's that?
So that's December 23rd.
I'm sorry,
Correct.
December 23rd. Yep. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay.
Make a motion to approve the non-public minutes for January 15th, January 20th, and January 23rd.
And which one?
Oh, yeah, on the packet, I think we updated the packet, yep, to include,
So, Bill, were you recusing yourself from December 23rd or
From December 23rd.
the regular minutes.
So,
Second.
oh, wait a minute, what?
It looks like we didn't get to add the December 23rd non-public minutes, but they were sent to the board.
Yep.
Do you want to hold off on those, or do you?
No. So,
So
To
can we,
include the December 23rd non-public.
right, we have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Kai, what do you think of the echo?
Working on it.
Okay.
Make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Second.
Any discussion? Anything added? All in favor? Aye. Public input. Jay?
I have nothing.
How about the speakers?
I'm hoping Kai will fix the echo, but it only happens when those mics are on and this one. I don't know if this is on right now, but it could, I don't know what's picking up the speaker sound.
I've got to
It's
stamp it.
coming back, so he probably is working on that. I don't know.
yeah, we'll work the kinks out. I'm
Yeah.
sure it'll be different too when there's more people in the room,
Yeah.
so.
But if in the deliberative session, there'll be the mic that you're using and the mic that the moderator's using, and that. So if what the moderator says is so bad with his mic, it's going to be perhaps a difficult.
Working on it.
Not a big deal.
It's an improvement.
It's much better to be able to hear.
Right. First item on our agenda is consideration of a refund for a Whitcomb Hall rental. We don't have any information on that. Could you share that?
I can. We had, but did you want me to share
Please
it?
do.
You want me
Well,
to do that?
Yeah, I mean, you don't
Sorry, I
have to-
didn't mean to do that.
No, I want you to, yeah, because you were the one that requested it on there. We did get the amount in the consent agenda and to who it was for, but you were the one that took the complaint.
We had a little mix-up with the rental. She came to see me, and she showed up on Saturday, and there was nothing done. There was her tables, nothing was set. It snowed, the walkways weren't shoveled, nothing. She just came into a place, and she had a good argument. There was reasons behind it, that the person that's supposed to set up wasn't here, and I think it was a miscommunication. But I thought it was only smart. She's well-known in town. She loves the hall. She's done it before. She was very nice about it, and I just thought it was that we should refund her money. And for the thing, she had her family out there shoveling. Everything ran late because they had to set all the tables up. So I just thought it was a good gesture. It wasn't an extreme lot of money, So I just figured that you guys, we could bring it here and see if we can get that approved.
Okay, but they did get to have their event.
They did have their event.
Okay.
But I just think it's a good, you know, for the future, she does it a lot, and I just think it was, she deserved it.
Yep.
I'm okay with that.
Right with that. You want to make the motion?
Make a motion that we refund the Whitcomb Hall rental fee.
And I'll second that.
Okay, it's as written, so any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, ayes have it. Next item on our agenda is Lee Johndrow-Keene Car Show. Come on up. You can sit there, you can sit there, bring up a chair.
Yes, please.
Yep, that's fine.
Oh, okay.
Thank you.
Is it on?
I think so, yeah.
Sounds like it's on.
Okay,
Welcome.
thank you.
How are you?
So I guess I'm just making a presentation. I have a package for each of you if you want. But basically, I'm 70 years old. I love cars. I've been going, I know you, I met you last year. I've been going to car shows since I was knee-high to a grasshopper. I've been dragging my grandson back there since he was 1. And I decided I wanted to do something in my backyard. I do have experience. I've put on car shows in different places. I go to car shows like nobody's business. My wife says if anybody's going to throw a party, it's going to be me. My own birthday party, 150 people show up at, and I just do it out of the goodness of my heart. So that's why I'm doing it. So whatever questions you have for me, I've been in touch with the Fairground. I'm working with Alternative Detailing, a guy named Kevin Barnes. I've also been in touch with Stephanie from Frog Brewing. So there's going to be a couple of other people involved. If, with the approval of this, tomorrow morning I pay $2,500 for insurance, and then I go close the deal with the Cheshire Fairground, and I go into sponsor mode and putting everything together, building up the volunteers and everything. But I've just been waiting on the approval. So what do you need from me?
Just while you have the camera, so to speak, for people that are watching, if you could share with them the time or the date.
Yep. Oh, wow. Did everybody hear me? So May 17th, and then that's a Sunday. We're going to open the show at 9. We're going to complete at 3. I've spoken to both the chief of police and the chief of fire department. We've arranged all the emergency stuff that's necessary. We're going to have a policeman on site. We're going to have security on site. And we have a code of conduct for the cars that are in the show. Obviously, we can't control them when they leave, but that's what we're going to be doing, and we're going to have 35 to 50 volunteers. I reached out to some of the area shows. My goal was not to conflict with some of the large shows in the region, and so this was the date that we came up with. We're going to have a children's section. We're going to do touch-a-truck. Plus, we're going to have the vehicles, we're going to have food vendors and regular vendors and things like that. So, 17th of May. Go ahead, Jim.
Is this your first one?
Is this the first one I'm doing here? Yes.
Yeah. How big are they? How many cars?
So, when I filled out the application, I put between 200 and 500 cars. 200 and 500.
200 and 500 cars?
Yes. And we went out, so Kevin and I and my grandson Jacob, we went out and measured everything that we need, make sure we could do that. We're not expecting 1,000 cars. We could do 1,000 cars and not blink an eye.
1,000 cars could fit in there?
Could fit in there.
So is it right where all the rides go in the midway?
So how about I do this? Can I bring something over to each of you? I put this together in case there was any question. There's a map, there's a couple of maps on each side.
Thank you, Lee.
Thank you.
So it's from Google Maps and everything, and so you can see the layout. We've already committed to everything. So we're going to use the further section down on Safford Drive to make sure that if we did have a line of cars of any consequence, we'd be able to get them right off the road. We're not going to collect anything from them until they're inside. So theoretically, that means we could have about 150 cars off the road immediately if we had that many.
Safford Drive has really helped with some of the other functions like this.
Mm-hmm.
And it does get the traffic moves very quickly.
Yeah, so we're gonna go in the second exit down on the left, and when they go to leave, they're gonna go, and we've committed to Swanzey Police Department. They're gonna be out there for about, I think it's 4 or 6 hours, I don't have that number in front of me, and they're gonna take traffic off so it doesn't cause issues going out onto Route 12.
Is there an admission fee?
$5, children under 12 free, $20 per car. We're going to be using that money, and it's in there too if you read through it later or whenever. Part of that money is going to go, excuse me, to a nonprofit, and we're going to be using some of that money. There's another organization coming in, they cater to the automotive trade for young people like my grandson, so they do scholarship funds and things like that. So any nonprofit we have there is actually going to have something to do with the car industry on some level and things. So.
Can I ask you one question while I have you here? What's the difference between a car show and a cruise night?
So a cruise night is usually something they do regular, like you have Frog Brewery that's over here, and they have what they call a cruise night on Thursday nights. Jacob and I go photograph that for them and do that all for them, and things like that. That's just kind of a get-together, whereas they do an annual car show over there, or like the one that was done at Ford a couple of years ago. They actually have different events going on, so like, we're gonna have things for kids. We're gonna get little, what do you call those things? Not Hot Wheels, Power Wheels. And we're gonna have Power Wheel obstacle races for the kids and things like that. And things, we wanna get children involved in the idea of it's family, it's fun. And part of the reason my grandson's involved is to make it sustainable. So the big thing is a car show is usually considered an event, usually has some degree of fee. Most cruise nights do not have a fee. They rely on the food at the restaurants and things like that, you know, that might be available.
Mine starts May 13th.
Pardon?
I'm gonna do one at the pizza place on May 13th,
Oh, I heard
twice
you
a
might
month.
have bought that.
Jimmy Christie and Kevin Beal, do you know them? They're into the cars.
Yes.
You know them both?
So we heard about this, and just so you know, Jacob and I go and we photograph a lot of these shows. My wife says she doesn't see us for the summer. I mean, we go to one car show in Lake George, we'll be there for 10 days. We're just not around. So yeah, so when you get things like that, I also, one of the companies is Jacob's and my company. It's called Powerless Over Cars. And so what we do is when you get your event ready, we put it up, we'll announce it, it will go on our website, go into our thing, and we'll make sure that we get people to those events.
I'm new to it, so this is gonna be interesting.
You have my phone number, it's right there. Yeah.
He'll be in attendance, I'm sure, at this one, but don't they do awards and stuff like
They
that?
do.
Best in show?
Yeah, so one of the things we're gonna do is we're gonna try and reach out to one of our potential sponsors until we got this cleared up, just got this resolved. I didn't wanna jump the gun on things. Okay, my wife says, you don't count the cost. I said, wait till you see my birthday party. But the idea being is we'll find people to sponsor that. We're gonna have a couple of golf carts there to help with removal of trash and things like that. Those will be sponsored, and we'll do the awards and things. But a lot of times what we try to do is find a sponsor that does those kind of things. They'll make the purchase, and that will be done on behalf of them and things. Any questions?
Sounds like you got a plan. Well, you're just looking for a motion?
I am,
We
sir.
appreciate you coming to Swanzey.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And I make a motion to approve the Keene Car Show.
I'll second it.
So it's as written. Sue? Yep. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Hi.
Thank you.
Thank you for your
Appreciate
time.
it. Thank you for yours. Thanks for
Looking
coming.
forward to it.
And pardon?
Looking forward to it.
Good. Thank you. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Do well with that pizza place.
I hope so. So you didn't know that I was gonna do that on Wednesday night? Somebody told you about the cruise night?
My stepson lives here in town.
Oh,
I follow you on Facebook and I've been going to your restaurants since all the way back to when you disappointed my grandson when he closed Jannuary. I have so
Jacob.
many pictures of him
Jacob.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I appreciate it.
Nice to meet you, and I'm sure my dad will be there. He's got a 61 Corvette, so it'll be good.
I'll be looking for it.
All right.
Jacob and we just wanted our commissioners.
Like a wonderful event.
Nice to see you, Jacob.
Ready to go, buddy?
Next item on our agenda is an update with regard to the deliberative session.
We can update that we will have a sound system. I don't think we really have too much to update on, other than Sue's gonna be taking, not taking the minutes, but helping out with making the corrections on the laptop if there's any amendments. And Stefan is also gonna be here for that. We're gonna, as we discussed last meeting, have the, screen, thank you, Mark, up there, and we got the sound system in, and we're gonna meet probably towards the end of this week or maybe Monday to just come in and make sure everything's set for that.
Where
And
did
you
we-
want to walk through any of the warrant articles or like the, we kind of talked about the process and stuff with the moderator, but as far as the board addressing and myself addressing any of the articles that are on there.
Well, where did we end up with how the article's just gonna go up on the screen, and that's it, right? And then people will come up and talk about it, if nobody comes up.
Yeah.
And so if one of the board members, which is us or you, wanna just talk about it,
Yeah.
they can get up and say a few words.
Yeah.
Now, if I wanted to talk about one of the articles, do I go to there, or do I just stay right here?
You
I
normally
can
would
sit.
just stay right here.
Okay. Yeah, okay. So, we decided we're not gonna read the article to the public, we're just gonna go off the screen? Remember, that was a discussion?
Yeah.
You wanted to see it
I
read.
did talk to Heather about that, and we would both like to see it read, and I think it would be good practice for the assistant moderator.
We are not going to read the articles.
Gentlemen, is there going to be anything written passed out at the deliberative session?
There'll be handouts like before. There'll be the budget presentation that Lori made.
What's written?
Right, and everything will be up on the screen.
Right. Maybe it can be foolish to read what's written to people that they read right there in front of them, because the screen will probably be less legible than what they have right in front of them.
Yeah.
So it might be better.
Shouldn't be.
The only
Because,
purpose
we-
was for the minutes.
People all the way
Someone could
at the back in the auditorium can see the screen
Right.
at deliberative, so we won't have any trouble with
I
that.
don't think it would be any trouble at all. No. I just hope that people would have something written to refer to.
Yeah.
What is the reason that they wouldn't be read? For time? Would it be because it takes a lot of
I'm
time?
saying it's time that's repetitive, Jim. I mean.
Yeah, I understand, I'm just trying to get to,
Yeah, it's kind of like if somebody
Makes
does a
sense.
PowerPoint presentation and reads
Yeah.
everything on the slide,
yeah?
it's kind of silly because it's already up there. And you don't have to read the words that are written there. What you want to do in a PowerPoint presentation is say things that aren't up on the slide to enhance what's
Okay.
up.
So the moderator goes up and boom, it comes up, the article comes up, everybody just looks at it, and do you give them time to read it, or they already should have done that? And
It's the moderator, it's not our meeting. It's the moderator, so it's up to how he wants to run it.
then why are you saying we're not gonna read them if it's
He
not up
doesn't
to
read
you?
it. He
If it's
doesn't-
up to him, why
He
are you
doesn't
saying?
read it.
Huh?
He doesn't read it.
Oh, but it is up to the moderator, not up to us.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
But if I were to ask a question, if I were to get up to the mic and ask a question, it might be that one of you would be the person best responding to it. Maybe.
Yeah, it wouldn't be the moderator.
The moderator would direct the question, because I'd be asking the question of the moderator, and he would direct the question to whoever might best answer.
That's correct.
I think it would be appropriate if there are any amendments that we ask the moderator to read the amendment back as sort of amended. Because that's what the town clerk needs to capture in the minutes for the Department of Revenue.
Yeah, he typically does that, and then it should also be modified on the screen, so everybody can see it.
And will someone give me a handwritten?
Well, I guess I'm just gonna, you'll have the PowerPoint.
But I mean, when they make the amendments, whoever makes the amendment, are they going to hand me what they've written?
He He's typically asked if they provide it in writing, so yes. Yeah, I didn't mean to say it was our decision. It's
No,
just
no,
the
no,
way-
I just wanted to be clarified, you know, it just seemed like that was and then that was. I just want to clarify, I wanted to know behind it, but I get it now. I get that. I saw, I'm good. We'll go from there. But, and then are we gonna discuss a little that, are you gonna talk about anything? Are you gonna talk about one? Do you know which ones you would like to see?
That's what we have to decide.
Yeah.
So one of you will move the article, the other will second it. And
You'll
that'll
move
get-
it and I'll second
And
it?
that'll get it out to the floor.
Then it goes out to the floor? Okay,
And then, as Jay said, everything goes back to the moderator.
okay, yeah.
And then one of you will motion for reconsideration. And then one of you will second. And then, in other words, once the article is moved, you'll make a motion.
After the discussion's over,
Yeah, and he
then
moves
Matt
the-
moves it again?
Well, the moderator moves it to the ballot.
Oh, yeah,
And then either one of you can make a motion to restrict reconsideration. Second, goes out to the body, gets voted on, and then he goes to the next article. And that way it can't come back up later on in the meeting, which used to be a town meeting strategy.
okay.
But then there was one article, I remember you saying you wanted to speak to, I don't recall which one, but there was one.
Well, just one that's gonna be important to me would be the town hall, or the public works building. I want Joe to speak, and I talked to Joe about the reasons behind that, because I don't want that to go under the bridge like the water thing did, if we didn't talk about it enough, you know? I wanna make sure I would like to see that pass this year, because we need that. And the other one was the, town meetings, but I think your wife, she dots her i's across her t's so much, I think she's gonna handle that. I was gonna talk about that, but I don't think I'm gonna need to, because I'll show support on it, but
I can't speak for her, but I think she's got a plan.
she's got she looks like she plans things out, so
I think so.
I think she's gonna get that across to everybody.
But
That's important to me
she's
too, I'd
gonna
like to
lean
see
on
that
some other
happen.
members of her committee to fill in the details on some things too.
Are you gonna speak in the zoning things at all? No. Scott might.
Yep. Scott and Adam.
Yeah, the zoning things are not part of the presentation, but they will be handouts, right? The one will be the handouts.
I think Adam's preparing a slide so that can be projected, but the big thing is for Bruce to make it clear that they're not changed, they can't be changed, they're just for debate, or discussion.
Okay.
I put a post on the community page today about that and tried to explain the wetland one in shorter language, but I explained that they can't be voted on to change. They can be asked questions can be asked about them, but no changes can be made.
Right. Yep, that's good, thank you.
Yeah, so it would be nice if Scott explains that, you know, what we're voting for, what's it gonna impact this vote, you know? The impact, because that's a big one, right?
Well, it shouldn't be controversial at all, but it's hard enough for people to understand it, get their head around the multi-page
Yeah,
ordinance, but it's not, it's the way it's laid out with the old and the new.
yeah,
If you take the time to read it, you get there. Now, I tried to direct people to where they can find it. The closest thing I could find was the planning board packet from December 4th, and it's down at the bottom of that packet. And in my post, I said how to get there on the town website so that people could go see it. And it's also available at the town clerk's office, and there'll be handouts, and there'll be something up there. But if people haven't read it before, there might be some delay in the meeting, because they're working their way through page 1, and then page 2, and all the way up to page 7, whatever. So we just have to wait and see how that goes. The town is, I hope the town is going to continue to be pretty receptive to whatever the planning board comes up with as far as these zoning amendments go. They do due diligence.
And they hold multiple public hearings.
Yeah. And that's the other point that needs to be made. The public hearing has already been held for this. It's another reason why we can't change it.
Right.
I'm good.
Anything else, Laura? administrative update.
So, back to the warrant real quick. Well, it was posted, as you guys already knew, but just so the public knows, it was posted on Friday along with the budgets, Friday, January 23rd. And it was brought to Heather and my attention today that one of the trustees of the trust fund seats, the one-year term, is noted on there, because those were the terms that we got from Heather or whatever, and she had a note in there to include the one seat for a one-year term, but it's actually an error. So nobody has signed up for that seat yet, but, so I reached out to Cordell to just find out what we need to do, but it was an error on there. So there should only be one trustee for the trust fund that's open this year for a 3-year term. So I'll wait to hear back from Cordell as far as what we need to do. Maybe we just strike it at the deliberative, or so that is that. I did have something after the last PowerPoint presentation. The projector that we used, I guess the newer one was broken, so the projector that we used for the budget hearing was actually Stefan's personal projector. And I was looking to see if the board would allow us to use $800 for this projector here. I have a quote. Stefan sent me 3 quotes for that, to see if we could use the funds from either the Edna Whitcomb Common Trust Fund, which has $4,300 in it roughly, or the George Whitcomb Jr. Common Trust Fund, which has $7,100 and some change in it, to purchase that for the deliberative session,
And they're non-restricted.
non-restricted.
We need it.
I think it'll be, it's a very good one. Stefan sent me 3 different ones, and he said that would be the best one, just like the lumens, however, it's going to show up a lot better than it was.
3,200
Um,
lumens. Makes a big difference.
I think it does.
Makes a big difference. 3,200 lumens,
I thought it was 800.
$800.
Oh, through, like,
And actually, the price did just drop. When I looked last week, it was $850, and now it's
$7.99. 2-day shipping.
Gonna wait
It
a week?
says 2-day shipping, so I
I'm
think.
saying you're gonna wait a week? Just kidding, because
Oh.
we need it.
Oh,
Can we expedite the shipping?
yeah, I think it said on there 2-day shipping. Like, this was yesterday when I was on there.
Free.
It said I could
2-day
have it by
shipping.
Friday. So,
So if you order that tonight, it'll be here Friday.
fingers crossed. Yeah, I can look at the other shipping options.
What's
too.
plan B if we don't get it? Stefan will let us use his,
But at least we would have it.
with no blue background.
We'll charge you 800.
A rental fee anyway.
I don't think I included the motion, but I did, actually, did I put it in the motion? No, I didn't, but I did type one up here. The motion would be to move to authorize the withdrawal of $800 from whichever trust fund you would like to use for the purchase of a new projector.
Any preference?
The big one, 7,100? That works.
So that's a George,
George Whitcomb Jr.
no middle initial? Okay.
Make a motion to expend $800 for a new projector from the George Whitcomb Expendable Trust Fund, Junior Expendable Trust Fund.
Whitcomb.
Whitcomb, sorry.
For
And
the-
I'll second that, Teresa.
Yeah, for the purchase of the projector.
I voted for
All
you.
in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay.
And I wanted to just touch base on the annual reports. Those are due to Katie soon, and I think Mark was going to do a dedication. And
I'll
if
work
you
on
just,
it.
like, if you just send me some of the details or maybe a link to something, then I can type it up,
Okay.
and that works too. And same thing for when I originally did the report that I sent you guys the other day, I had looked back through I was telling Teresa, I looked back through 2024 to see what everybody had done in the past, and I didn't even notice there was a selectmen's report in there. So I had did that and asked for your comments, but I didn't know what would you normally do in the past, or if the chair does the report, or do I do the report, or how does that work?
We're going to meet on Friday and do the report. Be the first time in 40 years.
Me ever?
Okay. I'm happy to help any way I can. If you want me to do it, just, that works too, so.
Anything else? Could we, in the pending board matters projects, could we update these if we're going to list them?
Is there something specific that,
I was just looking at the wastewater treatment, and I'm not sure, but it appears that the dates where the kickoff meeting would have been in 2025, and all of the other dates are 2025. So is there anything more current?
so we have the meeting on February 12th. I thought that was the kickoff meeting, no?
No, well, I don't know, but I believe this was all starting at the beginning of 25.
Did you get this? You got it?
It's part of the packet,
Where is it?
page 2.
Okay, so yeah, it's the West Swanzey Water Work Session for the tank site. That's on February 12th. Yeah, so I can update that.
I think the Martin Brook one, that looks pretty current. And the Christian Hill Bridge and Swanzey Lake Dam. Where are we with that, with the engineering on Swanzey Lake Dam? If that could be maybe updated for the next meeting so we know where they are.
Yeah, really, the
Yeah.
board approved the
The contract.
engineer, right? And we haven't gone anywhere. I think there was about 50,000 set aside, if I remember correctly, for 2026. But I'll connect with Joe on that.
It'd be nice to just know where they are, if they haven't done anything, when they do plan to start.
Perfect. And then we'll be adding a couple slides on the Christian Hill, on the Ashuelot Trail. I'll have those handy for the PowerPoint, just in case we need those. There, I was able to talk to Julie about whether or not, 'cause I know there was a question on whether or not the funding would affect, if the petition warrant articles pass, would it affect the funding and stuff?
And Jay asked the question whether the bridge is tied in with the TAP grant, if I understood, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, it is, and I'm not going to say yes or no, you couldn't affect the funding. Cordell is aware of it and ready to answer any questions. But it doesn't look like we would lose funding. Because if you look back at, it's the agreement, everything that was done, the town did everything properly, from 2014, I think that's when it was sold. Or was that 2019? I can't remember the dates, but everything was done properly, and the board approved to go forward with this project, so. But she sent me, it's like a 245-page document of everything in there, and she outlined where we would want to look to And I know Mike will be here from the rail trails to answer as many questions as well.
But in terms of Jay's question, if the bridge work is stopped, does it affect the grant with regard to repair of the railway?
If it's paused, that's one article, if it's paused for a year to study it, will that affect?
It's hard for me to answer that because I don't know if the warrant article is binding, if that makes sense.
Why wouldn't it be binding?
That'd be a question for Cordell.
Okay. And if the second of those petition articles goes through where it says the bridge has to remain in its present position, does that prevent some of it being, this rotten being moved or taken away? Or, I mean, as Sly pointed out, it doesn't say it has to be repaired, it just has to stay right the way it is. So it seems to me that's one area of clarity that we need.
Yeah, and it explains everything, the whole process. I mean, like I said, it's 250 pages of, that it just explains the whole process and the timeline and, I didn't get a chance to look if there was actually a picture of what this is going to look like, but everything is detailed in there already, so I just don't know, even if it passes, if it's...
And the timeline is set out, extends now much later than it did before. And the question is whether we can afford a year of study before, and that would affect the project, but they're going to actually start working on the project earlier, there might be some issues.
Yeah, I mean, they're already working on it right now, so...
Well, in terms of studying it, yeah.
Yeah.
They haven't started tearing it down.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's that. I think the only other thing I had was...
Well, the part that would be helpful with the bridge, it's a $1.8 million project, so if the bridge is tied to that grant, how much of that cost is the bridge? Because we now, as Mike pointed out, if the bridge doesn't move, then, and we don't do we not get the grant, or do we get the grant? And if we do get the grant, how much money is left over to do the chasm where Krebs is? So it certainly, I think it'd be helpful if Cordell isn't surprised by that question, but knows ahead of
Did
time.
you just say Krebs, the washout there? But I thought it had nothing to do with the washout there. I thought it was this washout, Nashville.
So
That's the one, if the bridge moves, it would go to that one. But what Jay was asking last week is if the bridge gets halted, does it delay or impact the repair of the rail bed down where Krebs is?
Oh, that's where I'm getting so confused. Okay.
And if
All
the
right.
bridge
Because part
doesn't
of that-
move,
So it doesn't affect that repair down there? Why would it?
Because
Why would that be
I thought the
connected?
grant was available to us because we were using a historical structure and relocating the historical structure. And if we're not relocating the historical structure, we still get
We're using some of the
the timbers.
beams, some of the materials, and we're
But for
using
the
some of
ash
those
will it wash
materials
out?
to fix the ash wall.
Right.
Correct. But
But if we
the
don't-
Christian Hill Bridge,
if we
that
don't do
project
it-
is still going forward.
If we don't do that, if we don't use the timbers from the bridge, do we lose the
For
20?
funding to fix the rail trail?
Do we lose the funding because we're not participating in the correct way to earn the grant? Again, I don't know the details. 245 pages is more than I want to go through. Cordell probably feels the same way.
So Cordell's going to answer some of these questions?
Well, he'll be here in case something
Did he do
comes
his
up.
homework on this?
On
Cordell?
whether or not it's legal and what we can do as far as changing it.
As far as the petition?
Yeah.
Because I guess it could be argued that we already have an agreement in place, which was done earlier. Now it's being updated, but the original agreement is still in place, right? To do these repairs, and that involved moving the bridge in the original case. So does that make the petition articles moot? Because there was already an agreement there. And all this is doing is updating that agreement to different money and different timeline. But that doesn't change the fact the agreement was already in place. So these petition articles are asking us to change something that's already locked in. I don't know if that's what the argument is.
And then it brings up liability. If we were to back out, are we now liable for the cost that the state's incurred to do the work? Plus, we would have no money to fix the bridge.
Right.
So we don't own that bridge, right? Am I clear with that? The state owns that bridge, right? We don't own the property, that's a rail trail, right? My question is, why is it to us? Why is Swanzey involved in this? When we don't own that bridge, we don't own it, why ain't they going to the state? Why is it got to do with us when we don't own the bridge?
That's essentially what Jay is asking and Lori's talking to Cordell about.
Yeah, that's what confuses me mostly, that.
If we don't own the bridge and we have no say about what happens to the bridge.
Right.
Then maybe the petition articles are moot, they don't apply, because
That's what I mean
That's
by
what I
that.
feel.
we have no control over what happens to the bridge. The state owns it, and the state's gonna do what it wants to.
That's right.
But that's a hard, there are gonna be some people not happy about that, and it needs to be clear that it's out of our hands, it's not some decision that you guys have made.
Yeah. What do you
Well,
feel? Do you
the
think
board
it's out of our
previously
hands?
did,
We made it previously, but
to go along with the
but
project.
it's not, if it's in the deliberative session, if these petition articles aren't applicable, then somebody's gonna say, well, right now, you guys are doing something, and I don't think that's fair, if it is indeed something that's grandfathered in a sense.
What we're doing is trying to follow up and get the information for an informed decision, but I just wouldn't want to see us have Cordell blindsided at the deliberative.
Right.
So, and Lori's working with him on that, so. All right,
The only other update I had was, I think we also discussed the fire station construction budget and to know where we were at with the numbers there. And I had Teresa run a report, and according to this, we are up to $1,488,651. That obviously is through, when was this through, Teresa? Monday. But that doesn't account for any invoices that we haven't gotten yet.
So about 1.5.
Yeah.
And what was it, 3 million total? 3 or 2.5?
well, the total with architectural is 3.
Yeah.
So we're on track.
Concerned about whether we've got enough money to finish it.
No, the concern that we discussed last week is when the congressionally directed funds are going to arrive. So we may, absent a decision on that, we may have to pull funds from the fund balance and track that with the auditor so that they see where the money's going and then replenish it.
It'll be replenished with a grant.
Right.
Because the other thing was, I was gonna ask you if we cut back the bond in terms of $500,000, but the town approved the bond for 2.5, right? So the question is, could we take out a bond for 500?
Yes, we would have to
So
pay.
we could do that still, without having to go to town for the approval, because the town's already approved that.
Correct.
So there is still that fallback position,
If it's needed,
if it's needed, but we don't want to do it unless we do need it.
right, and there's no indication that we're going to need it.
That's good.
Right now, they're right on track.
Okay.
I think that's all I have.
All right. Last shot at public input, Jay.
How old input I'm gonna get? How much more people show up to these meetings?
Us too.
Terrible.
Well, in a month, there'll be 2 more, so.
Yeah, so 2 more people will show up, right?
Not really, one more, because you're here anyway, so.
Not necessarily.
Is there a way to tell how many people are watching now?
Kai, is there a way to see, to note how many people are online?
I have 4 on YouTube right now.
Okay. Anybody with their hand up?
I think a lot gets watched after the fact.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. And I think you can,
It's
you
very
can go back and
disappointing.
see, there's usually like 200 and something views. You can go back and see,
oh.
yeah.
Well, Well, that makes me feel better, because it's very disappointing to see all these empty chairs, and that's one of the things I think we really need to improve on somehow.
All right, do we have any,
Just make it more entertaining. Door prizes.
I
Food and
tried,
beverages.
Jay, I tried. I was gonna sing tonight.
thank God you didn't.
Yeah, no
Huh?
That'd be it. They'd be shutting down the camera. if
Little
that-
Frank Sinatra would have
Getting complaints.
stood your hair right up in the back of your neck.
We all set?
Yes.
Motion to adjourn?
Make a motion to
Oh,
adjourn?
we're gonna do non-pub under
Oh.
reputation.
That's what I was just asking, do we have any?
Yep.
We do, okay.
Make a motion to go into non-public.
Thank you, Jay.
Second, Jay,